So our guest for today's session is Aaron McLeish. And I don't want to tell you too much about him because I think he's going to share a bit of his story. But this came about because he emailed us his success. He'd created a book, and he kindly sent me a copy of it, and so I read through it, and I was blown away by it. Not just by the book itself, but the fact that Aaron's really applied this concept that I teach about how important it is to find yourself your niche. Who is the ideal client? What's your niche? And I know many people are doing some incredible things with niches. Aaron's was the one that it hit me. I thought, wow, I like that one. That's really, really cool. And I just wanted to find out. So why has he chosen that? What's the results of doing it? What's the benefit of picking a real micro niche?
So, my name's Aaron McLeish. I'm the sole director of a accounting firm based in Sheffield. It's called Together We Count. At the minute, there's 3 part-time client managers, part-time PA, and I've got 5 full-time outsourced employees based abroad. I've been an accountant from leaving school. And when I left school, I started off working in practice, so managing a wide portfolio of different clients, like a general practice, if you like. And then in 2013, I decided to leave practice and actually got a job for a multi-million-pound plumbing and heating business based in the southeast of England. During that role, I was the finance director of this massive vehicle, this massive machine. I look after them still today as more of an external consultant, where they pay me a good retainer each month just to be on the phone and to answer their email. But this is where my niche has grown from. So it's moved from working within practice to then working in industry. While I was in industry, and working full time, so I was an employee, I started to pick up a few of my friends to do their tax returns, their year-end accounts, and my business slowly grew from 2013 up until about 2018, which was a very important point because in 2018 I actually paid for a few of Mark's courses, and that's when my business really started to take off. And instead of having a job which I owned, it turned into a business where I started to take on staff, started to use a lot of Mark's teachings in regards to monthly recurring fees, using value pricing, basically just sorting my own shop out, if you like, because I'd gone from working within practice to working within industry to building my business in the evening and weekends and not having any vision or any guidance on how to run a business for myself. So when I stumbled across Mark and his teachings, that's when my business really started to excel and build a bit of traction. So basically, by being a finance director for the plumbing and heating business, I know the industry inside out from a financial perspective. If you ask me to diagnose a fault in a boiler or change a boiler, that's not my area. But I can tell you how to price up a boiler replacement through a quote, and that's sort of the premise of the book, if you like.
Your niche is the plumbing industry because you worked there for a while, which makes absolute sense. What have you found as being some of the big benefits of having a niche? And one of the big concerns I think people sometimes have is if I pick a niche, I'm saying kind of no to everything else. And so what's your thoughts on that and take on it?
Yeah, okay. 46% of my clients are in construction, 25% are hospitality, and then the other percentage, if you like, is just a general mix. So within the 46% being construction, only 13% of that is plumbing and heating businesses, and then the other 33% are general builders, if you like. So even though I do have my niche, I'm not 100% practice, which only looks after plumbing and heating businesses. So I think that's one of the first points to make. But when you see me on LinkedIn or I don't really advertise, but I mean, if you see me promoting anything, it's always towards the plumbing and heating industry because that's where I've got inside knowledge about the industry. Mark, one of the things you've said before is that if you try to talk to everyone, you end up talking to no one. So that's why whenever I create a blog, it might be about pricing, it might be about the need to have a customer relationship management software, or anything. Whenever I'm talking, or whenever I want to produce a blog or promote my services, if you like, It's always talking towards the plumbing and heating industry, because that's where I want to take my business. So another thing which Mark's always teaching is to have a drive and a vision and a purpose. So like as soon as I attended one of his December webinars, if you like, I thought, right, my vision is to focus on what I enjoy doing, and that's being with the plumbing and heating businesses. Because I've worked within industry and I've looked after a multi-million pound business, I can advise people from starting up in the plumbing and heating business right all the way up to like turning over multi-million pounds in revenue and turnover, and what systems, people, processes you need to have within your business in order to make sure all the cogs turn, to make sure it functions properly. So I've seen it happen. So by seeing it happen, I can take what I've seen, what I help businesses do, and then apply it to smaller businesses which aren't turning over like multi-million pounds of turnover, but are slowly gearing their business to get there, if you like.
Working in a particular niche, you must build up some real expertise that enables you to add huge value. So what sort of inside knowledge are you specifically building up?
A lot of the stuff which you know as a general accountant, I've just homed it in to the plumbing and heating industry. So when I say like specialist knowledge, it's not always specialist knowledge, but I just apply what I've learned. And even the teachings from Mark, like I applied that to plumbing and heating businesses.
The other thing that is fascinating, what really impressed me when you showed me a little while back, was that you've written this book, and it's extraordinary. It's an extraordinary book. So tell me, how did the book come about? What made you decide to write a book, and talk through kind of the process of creating that book?
So one of the first things which Mark teaches is to have like 3-tier pricing, like bronze, silver, gold. So I was learning all this stuff about like how to price in the accounting industry, and the light bulb moment went off. I was like, you know what? You can do this in any industry. I sat down with one of the lead engineers at the plumbing and heating business, and we sat down and wrote out a bronze, silver, gold for a boiler replacement. I was happy with it. I presented it to the directors, and I showed them, look, I was like guys, we need to start implementing like value pricing, menu pricing. I'm doing it within my business and getting great results, and I know it can work for you guys. There's two main directors. One of them was like, he's like, yes, Aaron, let's do it. The other director wasn't too sure. He's always given one price, but why do we need to give 3 prices? Like we're a multi-million pound business. Why do we need to change what we're doing? I pushed it. Anyway, it didn't get rolled out. Now it was parked until Mark's Marketing Mondays started to happen. And I think either the second or third Marketing Monday, Mark said, you need to have a book, or you need to have an ebook. You need to establish yourself as an authority within your industry. And the best way to do that is to have a book. So another light bulb moment went off. It's like, well, wait a second. I've produced a 3-tier pricing structure for a plumbing and heating business. I've got an asset here which I know has got a lot of value, but no one was listening to me. No one wanted to take it on. So I thought, you know what, the best thing for me to do is to turn this concept and expand on it, turn it into a book, and then people might start listening to me. And that's exactly what's happened.
How long did it take you to create the book?
So I started the book in February 2020. I'm dyslexic. So for me, writing, typing is going to take ages. So I used Loom to have some notes on what I wanted to write in a chapter, use Loom, dictate it to the screen just like we're doing now. My PA would then go away and then write up the chapter. At that point in time, we then found a wordsmith or an editor, and she then turned all of these Word documents into the book, but by improving it. So giving it headings, making sure the chapters are all in the right place, making sure everything flowed correctly. We then got in contact with Stephen at Noir, and then Stephen turned the Word documents into the book. This is an Amazon copy. This is say for resale, and this is a paperback book. We're in the process of getting a load printed up, and they're going to be hardback, and they'll be given away free to my clients or prospects. But from start to finish, Mark. So I started it in March 2020, and it got released on Amazon in February 2021. Now gone to print. I'm now a published author, aimed at my niche, aimed at plumbing and heating businesses. What's happened since my book has been released since February is I've been on a podcast with someone who's got 20,000 people following of plumbing and heating businesses. His name's Wayne Bettis. He's quite popular. The podcast is called Off the Tool. I've been a guest host on his podcast. My next door neighbour is a BBC reporter, so I had a good 5-minute interview with her on BBC Radio Sheffield. I actually got an email off a multi-million pound plumbing and heating manufacturer of pipes. He was quite impressed with what I've done, and he said that there's definitely sees some sort of partnership working towards us too. So I don't say this to boast or to gloat or anything like that, but these opportunities have happened because I've put myself out there. I've said I'm an expert, well, great, but I've done something to prove people that I know what I'm talking about. So, Mark, only good things has happened since the book's been released.
It kind of doesn't really surprise me too much because, I think I've said before, when you become the author, when you are seen as being an author, then people see you as an expert, and that opens up so many doors, not just to winning new clients, the right clients, but as soon as I wrote the book, almost immediately I was asked by Sage to speak at one of their events. A couple of years later, I was then asked by Intuit to speak at their events, and not any of that would have happened without writing the book. Aaron, I'm really impressed and pleased for you with what's happened in really just a few months since you've written the book, and it's going to be interesting to see how many more doors that will open up. But I'm convinced that's going to bring lots of great things your way. You must be really excited by that.
Anything can happen. That's what I'm open to.